All right. Good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. But before we do, I do want to just go over a couple quick ground rules here. For my media, I do want to thank you guys for joining today's call. We'll ask you to remain muted until you have a question, and you will use the raise hand function. Once I click on that raise hand function, you will be prompted to unmute your mic and ask a question. At that time, please state your name and affiliate and then proceed with your question. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And Coach Brecht, we're just going to have you open off with a general statement.
No, I appreciate you having me today. Obviously, our players are excited for the opportunity this weekend, and thank you for your support of our program and our student athletes.
Awesome, thanks, Coach. And then we'll go ahead and move on to questions for Coach Brecht.
Aaron Brightman on the banks. Coach Brecht, how are you? Congratulations. Obviously, you've added a few key players to the roster this year for the transfer portal. I actually wanted to ask about all the players you retained. The core of this team from last year returned. Kind of a rarity in college sports today that you didn't have any key players leave. What does this say about the culture of this program and what you've built?
I think our grad transfers get a lot of fanfare, and they've been a big part of our success this year. But our core players, as you stated, Ryan Gallagher and Ethan Ryle and Bobby Russo, Kamish, Curse being back for another year, and then you throw in the rope guys with Franco and Coyne and Daninger. Ross Scott is certainly made a name for himself last year, and has continued on that direction of being a real leader for us on and off the field. So we're really thankful for all the guys that had another year of eligibility through COVID last year, with the experience they had going to the quarterfinals, coming back and going to graduate school at Rutgers for this year, and helping us get to where we are right now, which is playing for a national championship and going up to Hartford, Connecticut this weekend.
Thanks, Eric. We'll move on to Chris Nowalski from Rutgers.
Hey, Coach. This is Chris Nowalski from Rutgers Rivals. I know you mentioned a ton of Curse before, going up against his brother. Who's going to try and score on him? What has his emotions been like this week, knowing he has to go up against his brother?
Obviously, Colin's been a true professional in every sense of the word. He's laser focused. He prepares the right way, diligent in the classroom, on the field. So, I really, we've seen this movie before. So, we've been there, done that last year. Same situation. Obviously Colin going against his brother, who's an attackman for Lehigh. Now this year, fast forward, Colin going against his brother, who's an attackman for Cornell. So I think it's business as usual. This week in our preparation, and certainly I know for his preparation stays the same as well. So I don't see. I think it's great for the media. It's great for college lacrosse, and I think on game day, just another 60-minute game for him and for us as a program.
Thanks.
All right, on to Chris Eisman.
Hey, Brian, it's Chris Eisman from the Bergen Record. Just what do you think this means for the state of New Jersey, for lacrosse in the state of New Jersey, to have Rutgers in its first Final Four appearance, the success of the program has had the last couple of years, and obviously joining another Jersey team in Princeton there, who has its own success too for a long time now. I mean, what do you think this means for the state of New Jersey to have such a New Jersey heavy Final Four?
I think it's great for New Jersey. The youth and the high school level and participation numbers have been going through the roof over the last 5-10 years. So lacrosse is at its highest that it's ever been. Having the State University of New Jersey here at Rutgers, playing in a Final Four for the first time. I think you see with our attendance on game day. We've always had great fans. Our alumni have been great. The local alumni that come back. All the youth and the high school players that come back for our regular season Big Ten games, and then the first round of the NCAA tournament, having 5,000 plus on campus to see a NCAA tournament game. So certainly excited for the sport of lacrosse in New Jersey, and and obviously having two teams from the state of New Jersey in the Final Four, I think it just gets the excitement and the juices flowing even more for the young players to continue having fun, playing the game that they love.
Hey, Coach, Chris Scarlet again. What's been the most satisfying part, for this journey for you in the NCAA tournament? Obviously making it this far.
I don't know if there's one, satisfying part of this. I think there's a lot of people that you feel very thankful to and for, with this journey in the season this year. Certainly the players on the team, all the guys that chose Rutgers in the recruiting process, before we got to this moment, all the guys that were part of the journey last year, going to the quarterfinals and having an NCAA win for the first time in a long time. And then obviously our proud alumni, the young guys from the Joe Nardellas, the Scott Beatas, the Jules Hennenbergs, the Rex Rhodes, the Mazzones, the Scarpellos, the Tollivers, the DeVickuses, all through the journey, over the last 10 or 11 years, and then certainly the older alumni. Rutgers has a proud tradition, with Coach Hayes and the success they've had in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So to be able to put on that jersey and represent Rutgers lacrosse and our Rutgers lacrosse family and all our alumni, I think is pretty special. I think our guys in the locker room right now really feel the support on game day. Like I said, our home game atmosphere is outstanding. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And to see us go over to Hofstra and this week up in Connecticut, looking forward to having all of Rutgers family join us for a great weekend.
Thanks.
All right, we have about 8 minutes left here. Any additional questions here for Coach Brecht? Here we go. Start with Michael Cohen.
Okay. Yes, Coach. Can you hear me? Okay. What does it feel like for yourself and the program to take on one of the preeminent programs in Cornell? They've been one of the best programs in the country for a long time. What's that honor like for you and your club to go up against them?
Sure. I mean, obviously, Cornell certainly has won national championships. They've been in the Final Four before. So I think anytime you're playing in the month of May, there's going to be a big time game atmosphere and preparation and competition on the field. So we're excited for the opportunity our guys have earned, and certainly gonna business as usual. Like I said, I think our practices this week, the way we go about preparing for our opponent, it's going to stay the same. And we're excited for the challenge, and certainly grateful for the opportunity.
All right, Christian Sweezy next.
Good. Coach, may I ask you about Ethan Rawl and the job he does? I was so impressed in particular on Saturday with what he did with Sam Hanley from Penn.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ethan's has been a big part of our success for the last 4 years. I mean, he's been a starter from day one. I think he's had some great mentors when he came in. Him and Kyle Pless, who was an All-American for us, were a great 1-2 punch, and now he's certainly developed him and Zach Masessa last year, and now what him and Remy and Boswell and Brad Apgar have been doing at the LSM position. It certainly helped us to get to where we are, this weekend. So, but he's a true competitor. He is certainly the motor of our, NASCAR, defense to offense and transition. He's great on the wings, great in between the lines. And we ask him to do an awful lot, whether it's matchups at the midfield, whether it's man down, wings or face-offs, and then certainly in the early part of our transition offense. So, certainly very thankful for, all he does, and just a leader, a mentor in the locker room. He certainly is a big part of our success.
All right, Emmett Siegel up next.
Hey, Coach. I wanted to ask you about, you guys made it to championship weekend now for the first time, and now almost every Big Ten team has made it to this point at some point in the last couple of years. Just wanted to ask you to talk about the state of Big Ten lacrosse and the future of it now that you guys have made it to championship weekend as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Big Ten lacrosse has certainly allowed us to prepare for the opportunities we had last year in the quarterfinals. This year, going to the Final Four. We're tested every week. Our guys have to be focused and prepared and really take care of themselves and really have to be disciplined with everything we do. So there's no easy games. Each team, each university certainly cares about the sport and provides a lot of resources. So it's from day one. It's been a gauntlet preparing and playing, and certainly proud to represent the Big Ten, Rutgers University, and all our alumni when we take the field.
All right, up next, Terrence Foy.
Coach Brecht, the matchup on Saturday against Penn was kind of all about how midfield oriented their offense is. For Cornell, it's kind of the opposite. They're very attack oriented. Can you talk about how that'll affect your defensive game plan?
Yeah, no, you're right. Certainly you can look at Cornell's attack, and all three of them have been prolific scorers throughout the year and been a big part of their success. So I think every game has going to have challenges. So Penn really operated out of the midfield as you stated, and I think as the previous question, I think the Big Ten prepares us. There's a lot of talented attackmen and midfielders in the Big Ten. There's a lot of different game planning going on from game to game, week to week. So just another opportunity to build a talented team with a dynamic personnel on the attack, as well as some they got a big strong midfielder, some bounce and quick change of direction guys. So I think we need to take care of Rutgers as our guys have always done, and play to our strengths. And we've matched up with some talented attackmen in the Big Ten. The Big Ten conference has prepared us well, and we just need to understand our opponent just like always. Our guys do a great job with their focus and preparation, and we got 60 minutes guaranteed on Saturday to go out and play the best we can.
Next, again, Michael Cohen.
Hi, Coach. Could you talk a little about Ross Scott? And he's had a tremendous season for you. What his impact could be for this game?
Yeah, no, certainly he's been an impact, the whole year for us. So we're excited with what he's been able to provide us, going from midfield to attack and having the ball in the stick a lot more. His decision making has been great. He's certainly learned from a couple of great ones over the years. Kirst and Mullins and Sean Beatties did a great job mentoring him, and proud of the steps he's made, and going to lean on him as we go through the weekend.
And we have time for one more here with Christian Sweezy.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Just quickly, I know you're a Long Island guy. Were you aware of the friendship between Coach Moran and Coach Hayes?
Yeah, no, certainly was, and it's funny. A lot is said about. I grew up in Long Island. I went to Tom Hayes's lacrosse camps growing up as a younger youth player and high school player. But I also went to the Quick Stick lacrosse camp that Richie Moran had, and a matter of fact, there was a coach and a camp counselor there for a long time. Richie used to have a bus that went up from Elmont at Olympic Den, with all the Long Island players. So he used to have me, chaperone the bus ride from Olympic Den in Elmont up to the camp each year. So I've coached and worked his camp for a number of years when I was a college player and a young assistant coach.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. I really appreciate it. You're all set.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. We'll see you in Connecticut.